right, good morning, bowling fans. This is Dan Castle. We are live at Ryan's in Millis, Massachusetts, for an ACST Class C match. Gerard Horgan is visiting to face first-year ACST member Kevin Brown, who's a home bowler today. So it should be a good match, pretty evenly matched. And without further ado, we're ready to start bowling. So welcome. All right, guys, all ready to roll. And action. All right. So a little bit of things to go here. We're running a little behind because we had to wait for a match before us, where we watched Joe LeBlanc and Steve Venezia bowl. Joe took that one by 12-2. And starting off is going to be our visiting bowler, Gerard Horgan. We got to start the lanes. Hit the red key, Kevin. Can you hit the red key up there? Gerard's got it. All right. We've seen Gerard bowl quite a few times. Most recently, I covered him bowling against Nick Blundo in what was a pretty exciting match.
Where am I in the standing?
You are right there. All right, and Gerard starts us off with a lemon drop on the right. Just takes out the 6 pin. So Paul Grant's watching. He'll probably be down here for his dollar. Second ball is over on the 4 pin. Gerard's still looking for the head pin on his first box. He has 5 pins still up. 6 pins still up, actually. And I'm tracking head pins and splits, so we keep that statistic courtesy of Micah Imperato, and that's a 9 box for Gerard to start us off. So he recovered from that box well. And I'll get another feed in so I can see who's with us and comments, questions. So if you're there, I don't see you yet, but I can with this. All right, Gerard's second box. Put it on the head pin that time, got himself a split. Drop 7, still has a 2 and a 9 up. And he cleans it up with an 8. So 17 through 2 for Gerard to start us off. This is a 5-string match for those of you who aren't familiar with this format. The bowlers are going to bowl 5 strings. They're going to complete 5 boxes at a time. Alternate. So our home bowler has elected to go second. Gerard on a head pin that time. Once he gets going, watch out. Now that's kind of a nice lead. He has a 6, 9, 10 triangle and a big snowplow right in front of it, and he goes wide to the left. He's trying to spin that around. There's a bit of an angle to that wood, and I think he didn't trust it very well, and I don't blame him. So an open box in box 3 for Gerard. Right on the red line, and that was a good call that he wanted to spin it because it did not work. 26 through 3. And I see Casey McCool online here. Always good to see you, Casey. Another Candlepin Bowling Network contributor, and Gerard on a head pin again with another split. So this is the 2-4-7 and looks like a 6 pin. Gerard's had a decent season this year. He's coming in with a record of, I just had it here a second ago. Where did I put it? No spare there for him. So Gerard is in C-South in Conference 3, and he's in second place behind Kendrick Payne. It's a 9 box for Gerard for 35 through 4, still looking for his first mark. And he carries a 102. Where is he again? I lost him. 102.6 average with a record of 97 and 85 in the points column win-loss. So not a bad start. Kendrick hasn't had as many strings, so on a percentage basis, there's a spare for Gerard. So the first spare of the match and his first spare of this game. And we're going to see Kevin Brown coming up now. This is Kevin's first year in the ACST. He's been bowling for quite a few years here. I've been bowling against him on the Friday night and Wednesday night leagues here while I was still bowling. And he's really come a long ways. And for him, it's a family affair. It's him, his brother Keith, Kevin's son, and Keith's son, and then 4 of them are down here bowling frequently. So Kevin starts us off. Box 1, hits the head pin, nice ball, and drops 9. Single pin spare to make, just the 3 pin. And no problem at all. So Kevin starts out game 1 with ace mark in the first. So good start for Kevin. Now Kevin's got a little higher average than Gerard does. Nice fill on the head pin. That 7 fill puts him at 17 in the first box. Another spare attempt. Oh, he hit it in the right spot, just a little light, so no spare in the second for Kevin. So Kevin comes in with a 103.72 average. He's in that Group 1. There's 16 bowlers in the C South, divided into groups of 4. And right now he's in the 4th spot on that group with a record of 58 and 82. So week 13, still plenty of bowling to go to catch that up. And $10 for Kevin. He's at 27. Good early lead. First ball on the head pin again, and that's the first strike of the match. Goes to Kevin Brown. Beautifully done in the pocket, drops a bomb. And 2 marks in. Kevin Brown is at 37 plus a 2-ball fill, waiting on the pins to come up. Coming up, looking for his sons back here. Tell him to get a double. And that one gets away from him, and that's a lemon drop. Just a 6 pin. But it's his second ball in the fill. He's got 9 pins up. So a chance to add some more to his early lead. Nice ball in a 1-2 pocket and drops everything but the 3 and the 9, so an 8 fill. And that gives Kevin 45 through 3. Good start. And that'll be a 9 box. 54 in the 4th box. I've got the scoreboard up there, but I know it's hard to see on screens, especially if you're watching this on the phone. So I like to give you the score every box. Of course, a lot of you watch me regularly, so you're familiar with that. And Kevin in box 5, off the head pin. Leaves a 1-2-7-10 split. Technically not a split. In that 1-2 pocket, he's got a chance for a spare, and a nice try, a little full on the head pin, leaves a 7-10. But it puts him comfortably over 60 for the first half of this match. And here we go. There we go, 9 box. So Kevin sits down with a healthy 63 for his first half of game 1. Let's see if I can see the viewers on here. See, there's a few of you watching, which is great. Like that. Gerard coming up, he's on a fill. And puts 6 in it. So he closes out the first half with a 50.
Good shot.
Nice ball. I'm not sure how that adds up. It only gave him 5 in the fill. So a 51. And he picks up another mark. Puts a head pin on that and a split. So Gerard coming back now, second 2 in a row. He's at 61 and a ball, trying to come up against Kevin. Nice ball for Gerard, looking for his strike of his own. Doesn't get it, but puts a 9 in the fill, and now he's at 70 through 6. And a swing and a miss on that one, so no spare for Gerard on the 7th.
Like a bigger fish story.
Nick Brienzi, good to see you. I logged in late on the phone to check who is viewing, so if I missed you, I'm sorry. 9 box, he's a 79 through 7. So Gerard's back up over par. 3 more boxes to go in game 1. Remember, Gerard's about a 103 average, just under. And that's another lemon dropper to the right on that 6-pin. Seen that 3 times so far between the 2 bowlers. Still a spare leave, right in that rare area. And he puts a great bid on it, believes the 8, 9, 10. And Gerard trying to pick this up and puts it through the hole, so that's a 7 box, 86 through 8. And we got to watch the scoreboard up there because it's shorting pins a little bit right now. So, good thing I'm keeping paper score because I'm ahead of the machine. Morning, Rufus. And Gerard coming into box 9 of game 1, and his first ball is on the pocket, light in the left 1-2 range. Wiggly 3 and 9 there. But he leaves a 3-7-9 split. So put that on a 3, see what happens. That's where he's going. And deflected around everything, so he only picked up that single pin. Still has a 7 and 9 left up there. So an open box in box 9 for Gerard. I thought he threw a pretty good ball on that one. And again, the wood, too late. Well, the sweep was. All right, so they're going to call that a 9 box. I know the sweep was down, so, but his opponent called it a 9 box, and Gerard is in the pocket on that one. Drops 7, leaves a 4-7-8 triangle. Yes, Steve, I see you went up against Joe LeBlanc, who's been on it lately. A nice spare by Gerard into 10th, right on time. So that's 3 marks in his string. He started out not too bad. He's been pinning really well all the way through. Only 1 bad box with a 7. Now he's at 105 plus this ball on the fill. Gerard off. 5 in the fill, and that's a 110 string. So Gerard puts up a great answer to Kevin's first half at 63. Waiting on a pin reset. Kevin coming up. He's not on a fill. He's a 63 at the half. So Kevin needs 1 mark to catch Gerard, but he must mark. Actually, he doesn't. If he throws all 10s, he's got 3 extra pins, so he does not have to mark. And if again, another lemon drop here. Good recovery over to the left onto the 2-pin. Still has a 1, 3, 8, and 10. Now, what Kevin can't afford here is any 5, 6 boxes. He's got to at least pin out well through this, and that's an 8. All right, that makes it more interesting. He's a 71 through 6. Gerard was at 70. Now Kevin needs 40 pins would put him at 111. So he has to have all 10s and 1 9. Actually, all 10s to win without a mark. So I'm slow. It's morning. Daylight savings time messes me up. Took out the right triangle. Leaves the double line. 1, 2, 4, 7, 5, 3, 5, 10. Or no. And he gets it. Nice spare. Really needs that for insurance on this. That makes it a lot easier for him to catch up. Okay, so that puts him at 81, up 2 pins in completed. And on the fill, Kevin drops 9, maybe a late strike. He's wiggling that pin, and it stays up, so 9 in the fill. And that puts Kevin at 90. Now he's in a good spot. 90 through 7. Should be an easy spare. Hits it. Spare in the 8 for Brown, and he's at 100. And he can coast to a win on game 1 with 2 more boxes to go. All right, on the fill, Kevin and Brown. Throwing a 29-mile-an-hour ball here. And that one he puts in the right pocket. 7 in the fill, a little mini split. I forgot my head pins for a minute. So with that 7, he's at 107. He's won the string. And he lets that one go wide. All right, just a reminder to everybody, we give the bowlers 2 points for every game they win. They get 4 points for total score, so that's a total of 14 points that can be awarded here and split up however it shakes out. That 7 puts Kevin at 114. One more box to go. Does not need much to break 120. And he's at 120 now with that 6 drop. Off the head pin, but he left the 1479. Some wood in the middle. That could get a little bit challenging to make a spare here. Doesn't need one to win, but he gets it. What do you know? Nice spare by Brown. 1479, and there's 3 pieces of wood in between there that I thought would complicate the case. But you know what? It worked. So Brown's at 124. And with this fill, nice fill of strike for a 134 to start for Kevin Brown. Again, keep in mind, he's a 102.6 average. And Brown takes game 1, 134 to 110. And this is Class C, folks. So anybody who says they don't want to watch the lower divisions because the scores aren't as high as in the A divisions, well, they're wrong. All right, so we're starting game 2 with no hesitation. And Gerard off to the right. Leaves a 1, 2, 4, 8 in the back there. So off the head pin. And a little wide. He's trying for that 1-2 pocket, I know, but it just went wide on him. All right, I see I got a good group of viewers here today. You always get a lot on the recording, but I love the live viewers. All right, and Gerard lets that one go wide for a 6 box. So, same ball twice. Well, if you're going to have one like that, get it out in the first box. Is there any comments, questions, concerns, hopefully with some new people here? And I will actually share this to my own homepage. The reason I do that is because I have a lot of friends all over the place, and I like to show our game to people who aren't familiar with it. This is what we do here. And a nice 9 by Gerard. And that puts him at 15 through 2. And starting box 3 of game 2, he's off the head pin. I thought that was going to hit the pocket. Got the 137 left. Goes wide again. All right, sorry. Let's try to do something else here for a second. I'm a one-man show today, missing my partner Dave Peterson or some of my other partners that work with me sometimes. 7 gives Gerard a 22 through 3. Oh, head pins yet. Box 4. And that time he caught it. I bowled Gerard quite a few times. He's a tough competitor. He used to bowl out of Norwood when Norwood was still here. Head pin hit, he leaves the 2-5 and just a little wide of the 2. He's trying to be careful of that wood. And for the 10, he gets it. 32 through 4. Hoping to pick up another mark here in the 5th like he did in the first string. All right, Gerard in box 5. On the head pin, breaks up the split. Good spare opportunity here with the 3, 6, 10 in a line. Got to hit that 3 pin. Probably prefers to put it on a 3, 6, but the other side works sometimes too. And he's in there for a spare in the 5th again. Nice spare by Gerard. Brings him back into the game. 42 through 4 plus a fill, and Kevin Brown coming up to start his game 2. Currently with a 24 pin lead in total with that 134 to 110 win. All right, Kevin always takes a little bit to set up and starting it off. On a 2 pin, puts a pin in between them. Is that going to go? Does the 3 pin goes? So 7 on a drop, leaving the 1, 6, 10. Okay, that wood might be a little bit of a guide. I don't know. It's got to hit the head pin. He drills the wood right on the red line, so nothing down on the second ball. Still has a 1, 6, 10. Wood over by the 6, 10, and he's trying to play it. He goes through the hole. Figures he can afford a 7. And he's up 1 pin and completed. Not a terribly meaningful statistic, but it tells us where we stand in a string, since they're not bowling head-to-head. Box 2. That time Kevin's on the head pin. Nice ball. Should have been a strike there, but gets 9 down, leaves the 2 pin. Now that wood can complicate things, and what they tell you when you see wood like that, go straight for the pin. That's what he's going to do. And that's what he does, and it works. Try to get fancy and spin that around. You can get all kinds of bad results. And the red line, if you put it in the middle, it might go through, but it still might spin around. So Kevin made the right call there. And he's on the fill. And a lemon drop on the other side. For a 1 fill, 18 through 2. 9 pins still up, not what we want to do on a fill. Scoreboard says bummer. I don't disagree. All right, 9. He marked this before on the other side. Not this time. Punches 2 out. So now he's got a mess down there with the 3rd ball. He's got the 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 6, 10. Only got 3 down so far with 2 balls. See if he can get out of this. And not bad at all. Kevin puts 8 on that and puts him at 26 through 3. That's a good recovery. All you want to just get it in the middle of the mess down there and get a respectable box, and he did that. So box 4, Kevin off to the side again. Not as far as last time. He has the lambda for the Greek letter lambda, the 1, 3, 6, and 9. Wood by the head pin. I don't know. He's going to try to use it and deflect it around the 6 pin, so not a spare this time. A little more evenly matched in this game right now. 6 pin with a bunch of wood in front of it, and Kevin, he gets he gets a break there. He thought he lost the ball on that one. He just touched the left side of that wood, and he got it. So a 10 box for Brown. And he's at 36 through 4. I don't see if Nico's on here. I didn't tell him. I don't think This was a last-minute addition to my schedule, honestly. Kevin asked me late last night if I could come down. So, head pin hit for Brown, and 4 down. Not a spread eagle, but similar. He's going to try to spin it around. No. Didn't work, so he's going to have an open box in the 5th, and that is likely to put Gerard in a lead on game 2. Hey, we see our friend Mike Nardone here. He has livened up quite a few matches, and fun to cover when he's bowling too, and fun to bowl with. I've been on a team with him before. So 8:44 at the half with 1 mark. That 1 fill was a big deal. And Gerard's at 42 and a ball. So Gerard on the fill for game 2, second half, box 6. It's a fill ball. Right on the head pin. Puts 7 on it. So he closes out the first half with a 49, I believe. Shorted him a pin. 49 it is by my count. All right, you're short a pin on your fill. And yeah, he'll come back and get that. You can put that one in the channel. And a 7. Gerard, it shorted you a pin on your fill. I'm watching. I'm refereeing too, sort of. Actually, it's an interesting point. So those of us who are announcers in this game, we are actually not referees in this game. If we see a foot foul, we may comment on it if we see something like that, but it's up to the bowlers to police themselves. So we don't do that. This game is when we don't have an actual line judge, the game runs on the honor system, and the bowlers are really good about that. 7 is a 56 at 6. And Gerard just picks off one more. So we're not part of the game. I know these guys, both of them, very well, so I don't mind telling them when something needs to be fixed on the scoreboard, and they don't mind, but it's really not our role to referee in a match. And that's an 8 box. So a slow start to second half for Gerard. He's got 64 through 7. Billy Shiner and Mike Erickson. Two guys I haven't seen in a little bit. I hope you're doing all right. All right, Rard on the head pin. That time, light hit in the 1-2 pocket leaves a 5 and dime. Okay, the wood's interesting here. Gonna have to use it. He does, and it doesn't carry the 5. Hey, Nick Blundo. Just watching 2 of your recent opponents. And that's a 9 box. So Gerard at 73 through 8. He's leaving the door open a little bit here if he doesn't mark. He can't get to 100 without a mark right now. First ball in the 9th. And he's off on the 3-pin. Still looking for that head pin. So 7 pins still down there, a whole bunch. Tough spare to make. He's going to play it. Nice try. Leaves a 5 and 10 again. But that was a pretty effective hit. Adia. And an 8 box. All right, Gerard's a little aggravated with this right now. We all get aggravated with this game, especially when the machine is shorting at pins. And he's at 81 through 9. He needs a big mark to get to 100 here. And it's going to have to be a good spare to do it. He just hit the 3-pin. Didn't get the half Worcester, cleared up the 5 and 7 too, but only 4 went down. So nice try. Spun that around from the head pin, but no spare, so Gerard will be under 100 on this string. Gets the 9. So Horgan puts a 90 in the books on game 2 of week 13. So put Kevin in a spot where he does not have to mark to win game 2. But he also can't afford any really bad boxes, so if he gets all 10s, he's at 94. So if he gets 3 10s and 2 8s, he's right there. Actually, let me do my math right. 3 10s, 30, 46. Yeah, that'll put him right there. So Kevin on the head pin. And that's a tough lead. That's a sideways triangle, the 159. Makeable. Dave Ikonen, good to see you. But not easy. Makeable, but not easy. And he gets the back 2. So leaves the front pin. So at least he's going to pin out well with this one, with at least a 9. And that will remain a 9. So 53 through 6. And Brown is now down 3 pins and completed. Needs 37 more to tie, 38 to win. So no margin for error here. A spare would go a long ways. He got a bit of luck there because he put that on a 2-4 pocket. Pins collapsed all over the place. That was a 31-mile-an-hour ball. And he's got the 1-9, which is tough, but can be made. He's got to hit the head pin, and he does not. So Brown will be open in box 7 again. Both bowlers with 1 spare so far in game 2. And he takes another 9. So he cut the gap a little bit. He's at 62 through 7. Gerard was at 64. Still can do it without a spare. Nice ball in the pocket. Big splash. 32 miles an hour on that one. Drops 9. Leaves a 6-pin. Hey Jim, good to see you. Going for the spare attempt, and he goes wide to the right. That could have put the game away for sure, but 2 more boxes to go. He's at 71 right now, and he's got 1 more ball to finish out this box. And that's still a 71 with that 9. So box 8, Gerard has the edge at 73 to 71. Kevin needs to get to 91. He needs 2 10 boxes to win this string. Anything less than a 10 in either box, he can't win. He could tie. All right, that's going to be a tough one. And he came in on the 2-pin, took out the 2, the 8, and the 5, it looks like. Okay, off to the right. This could force him to spare in a 9th, in a 10th. Not a high-scoring string, but what we call a pitcher's duel. Nick, who did I bowl? Nobody lately, but I bowled Gerard, I bowled Joe before, and 7. Okay, that puts Kevin in a must-spare situation. He's at 78. Has to get to 91 to win the string, so he needs a spare 3. He's got an opportunity here. He went to the 2-pin. He leaves the 1, 3, 6 all in a line. Oh, Steve bowled Joe LeBlanc. Nick, I'm sorry. You're talking to Steve Venetia. Oh boy, no spare there. That'll give Gerard his first 2 points. That 1 fill looms large right now that he had in the second box. And Kevin with a 7 and an 85 string. So points right now we're tied. In total, Gerard's at 200. Close the gap a little bit. Kevin's still in the lead on total at 219. So coming into the middle game here, Gerard Horgan starts us off. Nice 1-2 pocket hit. He's a right-hander. His natural pocket is a 1-3. A lot of us get, I actually myself will get a lot more strikes in a 1-2 than a 1-3. But then I've learned my ball tends to come left to right, which it shouldn't for a right-hander, but sometimes it does. And Gerard missed a spare opportunity there. Shellis 5 pins up. Bit of a correction, takes a 7 out of that. Oh, an 8, takes an 8. All right, you got out of that one with a respectable pinning. Box 2, game 3. Gerard throws it around. He's between 25 and 26 miles an hour. That one was 26.2. So not as fast a ball as Kevin, but those are pretty effective ball when it gets in there. Left the 4 horsemen left. Everything but the head pin down. So another open box for Gerard. And it's just a head pin left. Not the one we want to leave up there, and it's gone. It's supposed to be the first to go, but he got it anyway. And we're coming to box 3. Gerard Horgan's at 18 and 2. And his first ball, he hooked that one pretty far. Took a lemon drop on the left. If Paul's watching this, there's a lot of contributions coming in here. All right, that time he overcorrected, put it on the 3. And Gerard still has 6 pins up there. 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. And trying to play the inside of the head pin, and he's going to have to take a 4 box. Those are expensive. 22 through 3. All right, box 4, hoping to make up for that 4 box. Nice ball in the pocket for Gerard. And a makeable spare, the 6, 9, 10 triangle. There's a piece of wood over to the left, which is immaterial, I would think. And he's in there, wrapped around the 10, but it got it. So spare in the 4th for Gerard. Hopefully make up something for that 4 box. It's 2-2 in point total so far. Gerard on his fill and a lemon drop plus 1, so only 2 in the fill. 34 through 4. And he's got 8 pins up there to take down the double line plus a 10. Having some trouble with that first ball the last few boxes. And the second ball that time too, so Gerard's got a big task on that 3rd ball to collect some pins. Alright, put it in that 1-2 just like he was doing before, and that should be effective. Puts in the 1-3, and what do you know, he's got a 10. He got out of that respectably with a 44 half. Not where he wanted to go, but with a spare, but he made some lemonade out of lemons there. All right, still halfway through my coffee. And good to see so many of you guys joining us with an unannounced match. All right, so Gerard's halfway done. Now Kevin coming up to do the first half of Game 3. Patrick McCauley, my birthday buddy. Patrick and I share a birthday, but he is 1 year younger than I am, so. All right, Kevin Brown coming up. Does a setup and release. And he just misses a head pin, puts it on the 3, going for that 1-3 pocket. Nice ball. And leaves the 1-2. He's still around 31 miles an hour on that ball. 1-2. It's a spare leave, and I thought he had it. I thought that was going to go, but it didn't. He leaves a 2 up there all alone. Oh, he's got a 1-pin lead right now, but... And that's a 10. So Kevin cleans it up. 10 box in box 1. It's 10-8 after 1 completed box in Game 3. All right. Kevin's family is here today. Although his son and his nephew are bowling rather than watching. I think his brother is too. I don't see him behind us. He was watching for a while. Brown puts that on the head pin. Drops everything but the 6-10. And he let that one go wide and just picks off the 10. So both times, dropped 8 in the first ball. Did not collect on the spare. Single pin to go for 10, and he's going to have to take a 9. Got a tight one. It's 19 through 2 for Kevin, 18 through 2 for Gerard. But Gerard had that 4 box up in box 3, and that gives Kevin an opportunity here to take the lead. First ball in box 3. Kevin lets that get away from him, but gets some action. It's just a 2-4 pocket. I don't really think that's a pocket, but whatever. And he dropped 6. Left the 1, 5, 9, 10. Wood over there on the right. He's going to play it. And that did what I thought it might do. Took everything but the head pin. But he's got the lead now in the string. So last pin to go, the head pin. If it goes, that should be the first one to go. We all know that. And Kevin takes another 9. So he's at 28 through 3. And that puts him up 6 pins over Gerard. Now he's up against a spare 2. Another low fill that's costly. And we're going to box 4. Brown in the pocket in the 1-2. Nice ball, but leaves the 5 and 7 split. All right, he's got some wood over there by the 7. I think it's not in a great spot. So he's got to kind of go for the 7, hope that momentum bounces the ball over. Let's see what he does. He's going to play the inside of that, and it did send everything in the right direction, but didn't catch the 7. So a nice try by Kevin on that one. He didn't like that wood either, but he made his best shot he could. And for the 10, he's got another 9 box. So Kevin's got 10 and 3 9s. He's at 37 through 3. He's up 3 pins over Gerard's 34, and we have another low-scoring game so far after a pretty good game to start. All right, nice ball by Brown in the 1-2 pocket. Takes out 9, leaves just a 6 pin. He's hoping that wood gets out of there, and that's going to be a challenge. That wood's in a really bad spot, so it's another one of those, you see the pin, you just throw it right at the pin. He doesn't really see the pin. He sees the wood. He's going to spin it. Nope. Does not take it. So no marks for Kevin. Oh, you had another ball, but he hit the... He gave it up by... So Kevin accidentally hit the return. Could have had a 10. He has a 9. He's a 46. 46 through 5. So halfway through game 3, Kevin Brown leads 46 to 44 over Gerard. So it's a tight one here. And Gerard Horgan coming up to start the second half of the match. And that time he's on the head pin, but all too full. So spread eagle now. I can tell you guys this. If on my show somebody hits a spare for a spread eagle without any wood, they get 25 bucks. And Gerard gives it a great run, and is it going to go? He's got wood over there on the 2s wiggling. That would have been worth 25 bucks if he got that. And a great effort by Gerard. And that's a 10. 54 through 6. Yeah, spread. You guys make a spread eagle, then they pay you 25 bucks out of the ACST.
Oh, nice.
No wood. Or a spare only. So he almost did it. All right, Gerard's over to the 2 pin. And he takes out 3. Hey, Dave, I wish you were here. First string went to Brown, 134 to 110. Second string went to Horgan, 90 to 85. Kevin leads by 19 in total after 2 strings. Gerard adds 10 to his score, and that puts him at 64. So looking for another mark. He had a spare 2 in the first half, but he also had a 4 box. So good ball by Gerard.
Good ball.
Leaves a nice head pin hot hit. Leaves the 610. And off to the right. So no spare in the 7th, or in the 8th for Gerard. Gets the 9. Once again, we're in a spot where the bowler needs to get a spare to get to 100. Both these bowlers have averages over 100. Gerard around between 103 and 104. Kevin between 102 and 103. Gerard again on a head pin. This time leaves the castle left with the standard 2 pieces of wood to go with that. That's the 4, 5, 7. Tough split, tough to make. And he found the hole. So you always want to catch some of that wood on that second ball. It's a tough spare to make, but the best opportunity, I think, is with that wood left wood. And he's going there again, and it took out 2, so a 9 box. And Gerard's at 82 through 9, needing a spare 8 to get to 100. Well, bless you too, Ed. And again, he throws a nice first ball and gets a nasty split. So, tough one here. 4, 7, 8, 10. Got to kick something off the wall probably from that triangle. He's going to the wall. Takes just a 7. He'll be open, and he will be under 100 in game 3. So still has the 4, 8, 10. And he'll take an 8. Another 90 string for Gerard. 2 in a row. He's at under 300 for the 3. At 290. All right, Kevin needs 44 pins to tie, 45 to win, so can do it with 5 9 boxes. And starting out to say his second half, and he starts on a 3 pin. Had a 4 horseman, but the head pin dropped late. So just the 2, 4, 7. Wood looking at him right in front of where the head pin should be. And he's trying to avoid that, and avoids it a little too much. So open box, that's his first 9 box. He needs 5 of them to win the string. So 10s change that equation, and that's a 10 box. And it's 56 to 54 at the 7th box. So now he needs 34 pins in 4 boxes to tie, 35 to win. And he's going to make it challenging. He hit the 610. Took a few more out. Still has 6 pins up. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 still standing. Puts in the pocket. He's got a shot at it. And, boy, he gave it a great run on that time. Had wood going everywhere, but nothing touched. What's that? Looks like the 8 pin. So nice bid by Kevin for that one. And that's a 9 box. 65 through 6 is a 1 pin game. Still does not need a mark. That's a good point. Nick Blendo mentions that John Ahern mentions that when we get a game like this, we have a nice pillow fight going on. It's frustrating for the bowlers, but... And there's the mark for Kevin. That'll change the equation a lot. He dropped 9. He's had some good spare leaves here. That time he capitalized on it. So that puts him at 75. He's got the lead in the game. Big Phil can close it for him pretty close. And that's about as big as you can get. That 10 on strike on spare, that does it. Kevin will win this one. He's at 85 through 8. He's already won the string. That strike was huge. And that was a hammer. Big bomb. He just dropped that right in there in the 1-2 pocket, and it blasted. 32-mile-an-hour ball. I've been watching Kevin bowl for quite a few years from when he first started coming in here casually. Was averaging in the low 80s, and he's really picked up his game a lot. He's become a pretty competitive bowler. Working his way up through the ranks. On the fill for the strike. 7 to start. Head pin hit. Castle right, 5, 6, 10. To wood in front of the 6, 10. For a spare, he's got to probably take that off the wall. Takes it off the wall, but it goes behind a 5-pin. So no spare in the 10th. Kevin's at 104 for that 9 fill. 104 through 9. And that's a 9 box. So Kevin Brown, 113 in game 3. And he takes the points for game 3, 113 to 90. And picks up on his lead on total. And he's at 332 by my count. Yep, 332 through 3 with a healthy lead. So Gerard coming up, looking to gain some ground here, coming into game 4, and he's off on the 3-pin. And goes to the, man, that made it through the bunny hole. So doing a little rabbit hunting here, but no game there. Thanks for saying that, Ed. I try to avoid those expressions, but it's okay for you guys to add them. And he closes with a 9 box to start. So Gerard Horgan with a 9 to start game 4. Needing to pick up some ground here for total. He's down 42 pins. And that time he goes to the right, he leaves the 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, or 7 to 8, I'm sorry. There's wood in between here. That could be really helpful. He catches that head pin just right. He does, and leaves the 7. So nice try. Yeah, Ed, sometimes I call this the no wow zone. And that's in the channel, so another 9 box. Gerard with an 18 through 2. And I know I haven't been on that much lately. I've been slowing down just a little bit temporarily, so I hope to be back doing quite a few matches later on, but I'm doing about 1 a week. So any of you guys on the ACST want me to cover your match, go ahead and buzz me. I don't go out soliciting them. But I'm happy to do your matches if it works with my work schedule. All right, Gerard for a spare attempt. Nice try, and can't quite get that 8 to go. Nice try by Gerard. Still has the 8 pin up. And takes a 10. 28. He's pinning great. He's left 2 pins up in 3 boxes. Coming into box 4. Really would like to pick up some marks here. And just misses a head pin, but look at this. Back door maybe? Nope. That 3-pin fell just behind the head pin. And almost a backdoor strike if it fell a little more forward. So just a single pin being the head pin for a spare attempt, and no, clears the wood. So no spare in box 4 for Gerard. Still spareless through 4. And he gets to that time for another 10. 2 9s, 2 10s equals 38. And Gerard coming into box 5 without a mark. And hits the 3-pin kind of light. Interesting leave here. He's got kind of a Y shape, the 1, 5, 8, 9, but the 7 over to the left. So it took out 5 of that first ball. Got to hit the head pin, see what happens. And he takes out the 8, 9, leaves the 1, 7. So an open box to box 5 for Gerard. I'm looking forward to it, Nick. One of the stories of the season is watching Nick Blundell ball. I've covered quite a few of his matches. And another first-year ACST bowler. And he's put on pretty good show most of the time. So in pretty good position. That first year bowling in this, I came in a number of years ago when it was the pros and the semi-pros. I was in that first semi-pro division. And until I got injured, I was bowling every year. That first year is tough. And on the head pin for Kevin. leaving a check mark. 2, 4, 5, and 7. And he gets a spare. Good way to start game 4 for Brown. He wants the points here. And like we talked about early in the thing, Kevin's in the 4th place in his group of 4, so really needs to catch up on points here to have a chance for playoffs. And he's really putting on an effort here. Puts 6 in the fill. Another head pin hit. 16 through 1, and he's got the 5, 8, 9, 10. See if he can sweep that wood, and he does. That was interesting. It kicked it over to the 10 pin, but then something came back and just gently took out the 8, 9. So 2 spares in a row for Kevin. However they go, they go. And that was kind of cool. That'll be one for you to rewind. Like, how did he do that? And the 6 pin just quit on him. So, need a re-rack. So, I like seeing the viewers sticking with me here. Appreciate that very much. And I know I can see here from his light. I can't see him in the viewer list because I don't have a viewer list here. Say shout out to Richard Romanek from Great Britain. And I met Rich and his family. Oh my goodness, must have been 2017 in Charleston, South Carolina, where we were watching the total eclipse of the sun together. Had a great time meeting him and his family, and we've actually stayed in touch since then. And really, really wonderful people, and watching their travels. So, hey, Richard, and another spare for Kevin. Put 9 in the fill, and he's at 35 through 2. He's on a tear right now. He is putting down the pins. So 45 in a ball, 3 marks in a row. No $50 on this show for that. And an old high school friend of mine is also here, Cliff Cook. And Cliff, I think you live in Pennsylvania now. Is that correct? I like noting where people are watching from who are not from New England, because this is a New England game, primarily. Eastern Canada, too. We have to keep our Canadian friends in, too. They got a lot of bowling lanes in New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia. And 3 in the fill for Kevin, 48. And they're wonderful hosts up in Moncton, New Brunswick, every other year for the Worlds, men's Worlds. Kevin looking for 4 in a row, doesn't get it. So 48 through 3, and an open box in box 4. And he'll take an 8 box. 56 through 4 for Kevin Brown. And he's got another box to go in this half, and he's already up 8 pins with another box to go. And that time he puts it on the 3 pin, takes out 4, leaves 6. All right, another spare attempt for Brown. Misses a head pin, still has 3 up, the 159. So another open box for Brown, but that 3 in a row is big. Put a 16 box, a 19 box, and a 13 box up. Those add up quick. And that's 7. And once again, Kevin Brown closes the half at 63, just like he did in game 1. And in that game, he put up a 134. So Gerard got a lot of work to do here. You're being watched in England. You're being watched in Pennsylvania.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
All right, Gerard on the head pin. And that's what we call the castle left. Some people call it the setback. 4, 5, 7. Tough spare to leave. Always get it with a good ball, and he almost gets it. Had the right idea. That 5 pin is actually leaning a little bit. How it stays up is beyond me. And that's a 9. So Gerard 57 through 6 really needs to get some marks in here. Kevin at 5 boxes is ahead of where Gerard is at 6. 3 in a row will do that for you. First ball off the head pin. He hooked it a little too much. Leaves the 1, 3, 6, and 9 in the back. No wood to help or to hurt. And leaves the head pin again. All right, so Gerard, once again, several times in this match, we've seen the head pin left last. Bowlers don't like to leave that one. 66 with that 9 box through 7. And it's right now it's 4 points to 2 in favor of Kevin. And Gerard with a nice 2-pin hit gets the Millis 8, we call that. People sometimes say Millis is an easy house. We do get a good amount of action here, but we get a lot of splits. But sometimes you miss the head pin, you get a nice 8 drop and leave the 1, 3 like that. And Gerard going for it, misses a head pin again. And so 2 times in a row we're seeing the head pin up on the 3rd ball. And remaining up afterwards. Greg Gouliard has proposed a game, scoring system, where if you leave the head pin after the 3rd ball, you lose 2 pins. We are not doing that today, but that is a proposal. It'll never be an official rule. All right, Gerard's on the head pin. That time drops 9. Just a 4-pin down there. Wood not in a great spot. It's gonna, and he gets it anyway. So that's Gerard's first mark of this string. He's pinning great. He's all 9s and 10s prior to this. So he's a 75 through 8, but really needs a couple of good marks here to not give it to Kevin right up front. All right, so on the fill, Gerard. Oh boy, another one on a 2-pin, and that's 5 in a fill. Puts him to 90. He has a 1, 2, 4, 7, 10. He's on it. Oh my goodness, his 4 and 7 weren't touched, but he put it in the right spot. So he will be open in box 10. Needs these 2 to get to 100. And he won't get there, so a 98 game it is. And that puts him at 388. Actually, 388 through 4 strings. All right, Kevin coming up. He's a 63 at the half. He can sail a little in here unless he messes it up somehow. And that 3-pin hit leaves him a 3 and 2 split. Not technically a split because the head pin's still there. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. Goes wide. It's going to get a little extra action. Yep, there goes a 10. So just the 1, 6 left up. And he cleans it up nicely. Plays the inside of the head pin. 73 through 6. And right now he needs 25 pins to tie, 26 to win. He's got 4 boxes to do it. Those 3 marks in a row, and the first 3 boxes are huge in this string. Kevin misses a head pin. Leaves the 1, 7, 8, 10. Piece of wood over by the head pin that could do it. I think you play right at the head pin or to the left. You got a shot at this one. And he just brushes by the head pin, leaves a 7-10. Gave it a run. So 7-10 split there. Going to try to just take 1, I bet. And that ball was in the channel, so even if a pin went down, it wouldn't count. But he's at 81 in the 7th box. 3 to go, and he needs 17 pins to tie, 18 to win. So he needs a 6 in every box. And there's 6 in this box, even if he misses the rest. So he's off the head pin, leaves the 1, 2, 7, 8. Got a shot at it. and somehow kicked out just the head pin and a 7. The 2-8 are still left up. An inverted half Worcester, we call that. Or I call that. And Kevin takes the 2, so another $9. He's at 90. 8 pins to tie, 9 to win, and 2 boxes. 9 box wins a string. First ball, and there's 10. He's got it. Another strike for Kevin. That's 3 strikes. Actually had one in a fill too, so 4 strikes for Kevin. And when he hits him, he drops a bomb. That's a 32-mile-an-hour ball in a 1-2 pocket, and bang, they go. On the fill, going for a double. Gerard's cheering him on. So 8 to start. Leaves the 3-7 split. Is that a 6-7 or a 3-7? 6-7, it looks like, maybe. It's going to the 7. Okay. So 8 in a fill. 108 through at 9. Kevin's having a good day with that, exception of the 90 score. Well, that 85 he had. And he'll have an 8 and a 116 for Kevin Brown. And he will take game 4. 116 to 98. And he's in a pretty good spot here at 448 in total by my count. Gerard's at 388, so Gerard's got to win this one by 61 to take total. Tough call. Game 5, this is our last game. And Gerard puts it in a 1-3 pocket, drops everything but the 5, which we know is the kingpin. So 5 alone. We have wood out in front of the deadwood line, so the bowler can't get it himself, but Kevin's going to get it. It's way out there, so we don't need to hit the turn off the counter or the automatic scoring. So Kevin gets it up. Gerard going for a spare here, and he gets it. Beautiful shot. That was tougher than it looked because he had that wood on the left side, and if he went straight to the pin, he probably would have capped that, and that would have deflected the ball quite a bit. So he used his natural hook to come in on that pin around that wood. So that, a lot of bowlers are familiar with that, but if you're not familiar with bowling, that was a pretty good technical shot. So spare in the first for Gerard on the fill in second box. And he puts it on the 3 pin, gets a break at 6 in the fill, 16 in box 1. Still has the 1-2-7-8. And that time it got away from him, so no spare in the second. Try to get some more points here if he can. He's got 2 so far. But Kevin's been dominating pretty much through this match. And that's a 10 box. That would have been a spare if he did that same ball in the second ball, but 10s are good too, so 26 in box 2. You guys are getting quiet here. I want to hear from some of you. All right, Gerard over on the 6 pin, leaves that double line, takes out that back triangle. Makeable spare on the 1-2 pocket. 1-3 usually won't take it. He hit the 3 only, so it still has 6 pins up. And here we go for the, just a couple more, so that'll be a 6 box. And Gerard's at 32 through 3. He's over par, so that's good, but you don't want any 6 boxes here when you're that far down. Box 4. Nice ball by Gerard. Came in nice and straight on the 1-2 pocket. Took out everything but the 10. And we got a piece of wood a little ways out in front of that 10, so could be tricky. And, yeah, it was. That's what I was afraid of. So he hit a little too far to the left. He says he capped it. I think he actually hit not quite the cap, but close enough. And all it did was bounce it into the wall and give him a 9 box. 41 through 4 for Gerard Horgan. And coming into the first half of the last game, Gerard looking for some more marks. And again, he hits a 6-pin that time, gets a little more. Diamond in the middle plus a 7, so 5 pins down, 5 pins up. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. And again, everything but the head pin. So no mark in box 5. But he's at 50, so that's a one benchmark we want to get to. And that's a 10. Nick, it all depends. So I like to have the running totals up on top too. Makes my math a little easier to deal with. And kind of have to ask the desk to do that. And some they don't do it automatically. And if you don't know to ask the desk, it doesn't happen. All right, so 51 at the half for Gerard. And Kevin coming in, trying to put this one to bed. And he starts on the 2-pin, so no head pin there. Took out 4 to start. He's got a bunch here, half Worcester plus a couple punches out the 2-9. Actually, just the 2, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 2-9. The 9 was back there. So just the 1, 4, 6, 7. Try to get out of this. This is going to put Gerard in an early lead. And Kevin takes just the 4-pin, so a 7 box to start game 5. Again, Kevin's dominating this match. 6 points to 2. And a nice head pin hit. And is that going to stay up? No, it goes down. So the 4-7-10 split. Piece of wood in the middle that could be tempting. I don't know. I don't know if I'd do that or not, but he's going for it. Caps it and takes the 4 and the 10. Nice try by Kevin. Gutsy move. So no spare. Still has a 7 up. And he gets it. So a 10 box for Brown. 17 through 2. Gerard's up 9 pins in completed boxes so far. All right, coming into box 3 of game 5 here. Kevin Brown behind by 9 pins in completed. And puts that on the 2. Leaves up to 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7. Wood behind is 6, which doesn't matter at all. Got to kick something over there. And he found another bunny hole. A big bunny hole, too. So Kevin looking to get out of here with better than a 5. And it won't be. It'll be a 5 box. So box 3, Gerard leads 32 to 22 in completed boxes. Did not mark out, so Kevin needs a mark to catch up. He's got a healthy lead on totals, so that's probably for sure. Again, he's on that 2-pin, leaves a 4 horseman on the right, the 1, 3, 6, 10. So hit the head pin on the second box. The 3 out of 4 are off. Hits a head pin that time, and that's a mark. Played the outside of the head pin. Got him to carry, so a spare in the 4th for Kevin Brown. He's at 32. A 9 fill ties it up. Daryl Goodwin, hey buddy, I'd like to see you again. Kevin Brown on the fill. Just misses a head pin. He's on that 2 again, but this time is he going to get that 3 to go? No, he does not. So 7 fill, 39, brought it a lot closer. So it's 39 after 4. Gerard was at 41. He's got the 1, 3, 7. See how it works. Plays the inside. Tried to deflect the ball over to the 7. Didn't work. But a good bid on that one. He did not trust the wood over there by the 3-pin if he went that direction. And Kevin will take a 7, so it's a nail biter here. He's at 49. Kevin's at 49 at the half. Gerard at 51, and we're coming up to finish the match here. The last 5 boxes of this 5-string match. And Gerard Horgan with a 2-pin lead in this, but he is down 60 pins in total. And box 6, Gerard is on the 2-pin. We all love that 2-pin right now. And drops 7, leaving the 1, 3, 10. Wood in front of the 10 could help carry that. Just misses. Miss a head pin. So still has the 110 up there. And he's going for the 10. He hit the wood, he wiggled it, and the pin stayed up. 59 through 6 for Gerard. Box 7, and Gerard's off to the side, gets a break. I'll call that a Millis 7. He leaves the 1, 2, 4. And Gerard with a spare. Spare and a 7 for Horgan. Picks up the 1, 2, 4 like it was nothing. Now he's only had 1 head pin hit so far in this game. And he's on the fill. He catches it that time, and that's a strike on spare for Gerard. His first strike of this match. And a big one for him. That puts him at 79 through 7. And a 2-ball fill to go. So Gerard's at 89 plus 2 balls. Gonna force Kevin to mark. So first ball on a fill in box 9. Gerard's on the head pin again, looking for a double. Gets 8 in the first ball. So a head pin split. And he's got the 2 and the 10. Play the wood, gets the 2 out, so a 9 fill. And Gerard's a 98 through 8. He's in a healthy spot right now. And that's a 9 box. So Gerard Horgan at 107 in the 9th box, and he is coming up to his last box of this match. First ball on that head pin in the 1-2 pocket, late action, and drop 6. They're all together. 3, 6, 9, 10. And he's got it. Spare in the 10th for Gerard. He's closing big here. He's at 117 and a ball. 3 out of 5 boxes were marks in this one. A 20 box, a 19 box, and we'll see what this one is. He's in there, just off the head pin. That's 7, maybe 8. That's 8. 8 in the fill for Gerard. A 125 game. His shortage of pin up there. Gerard Horgan closes big with a 125 string. And a 513, even with those 3 games in the 90s, he picked it up quite a bit here. All right, that puts Kevin Brown in a must-mark situation to get 2 more points. And he starts out with, it looked like a Caleri for a minute, but the 2-pin and the head pin left, so I'm going to call that one of those created a split from a head pin getting hit from behind. And he's got the 4-7-9, and he gets a spare. All right, so Kevin's not sitting down for this one. He wants a 12 here. He's probably got total. I don't think Gerard can catch up here. All right, on the fill for Brown, and how about 8? 67 through 6. He's actually up 8 pins and completed right now. but he's up against a 20 box, and he's going to have a spare of his own in box 7, I'm sorry. So he's a 77 and a fill. And he's up against a 19 box.
What? How does that happen?
All right, so we had a pin in the gutter, and Kevin, they disabled the ball return. And no, I guess I didn't. So he's got 8 in a fill, but now we've got to do the box over again. All right, guys. So we've got an equipment malfunction here. The 8 still, Gerard, the 8 still stands. Did he have a spare?
Yep.
All right, never mind. I'm wrong on that one. So we're going to have to get somebody to fix the equipment here. So we have a stuck ball return. And the scoreboard's going a little crazy here, calling it a double strike. We got 2 more boxes to go in this, 3 more boxes to go. And we have an equipment malfunction, so stay with us. Yeah, there you go. That's where it is. Kevin, that's right. No, that's... Yeah, I have a spare marked here. All right, so Kevin right now is a 77 in a ball. Gerard's a 79 through 7. And so he hit a 125 with that string, so if he gets a strike, he could do it, but he's got to have some pretty big... This game's not over yet by any stretch, so stay with us here while Beth goes down and checks what's jammed. And I'll try to keep you entertained. I don't have a guitar with me now, so music's out of the question. And I don't have Dave Peterson so that we can talk about obscure 70s folk singers like we did one night. But I'm glad to be here today. It's been a fun match to cover. And like I said, I love covering you guys' matches. I'm available most weekends. And it's good for me to get out of the house, frankly. I don't do weekdays. Generally, I have to work. I actually have a job. So weekdays are out. So if you guys schedule a noon on Tuesday, probably I'm not going to come. But I can be there for Saturday or Sunday. Evening matches sometimes. And I love doing it. So Beth is down there. Beth down there is the manager of Ryan's, one of the co-managers, and Danny Finn's sister, those of you who don't know. So Danny Finn, the commissioner of the Atlanta Candlepin Singles Tour, that is his sister down there whose feet you see. She runs this place, runs it well. And we also have Brian Fournier is the other co-manager. He's a pretty well-known bowler himself. Beth bowls a little bit. She's not a bowls in a casual league, I believe. So looks like we got something jammed up in the ball return. We got to clear a pin or two and finish out these next 2 boxes. And this is something we deal with sometimes in our game because it can ruin your momentum a little bit. Kevin is on a fill, so he's got to take a little bit of a break here. And the tough part is recalibrating and make sure that you didn't lose that head pin. Because sometimes when you sit down, and for me, I've always found like the 2-box format to be hard for me. I'm used to 5 boxes. And having to sit down, wait for 4 other bowlers, come back up after 2 boxes. And that first ball, when I come back, is iffy. And I know a lot of my teammates know this, that I hate, if I'm only going to put up 1 mark and it's in the 5th box, that makes me really anxious. Because when I come up for the 6th, I might have a good ball and put a big fill on it, but I might also throw it in the gutter. So Beth appears to have repaired the equipment. We've got a full rack of pins up there now. and wait for her to come out for safety reasons. Make sure we don't throw any pins or balls back there. And once she's back here, we'll be back in action. I know a couple of you dropped out, but maybe Nico will edit this out later on when it hits the CBN channel. All right, Kevin Brown coming into box 8. We're in the last 3 boxes of this match. He's at 77 and a ball, and on the fill, it threw him off a little bit, but he hit the 6-pin and took 5. So he's up right now, 82 to 79, and now he's up against a 19 box, a strike 9 that Gerard put up. And he's got a diamond plus a side pin, and he misses a spare, so that'll put Gerard in the lead. Kevin can win this one if he has a good finish. And that's a 7 box. That does not help. So 8 boxes in. Gerard Horgan is at 98. Kevin Brown is at 89 through 8. Kevin needs 2 marks to do this. First ball is in the 1-3 pocket. Makeable spare here. He's got the 2-4-5 triangle. Really needs to make this, where he's going to be in double territory. And he gets it. Clutch spare by Kevin Brown. And that puts him in 99 and a ball. And 8 fill ties it up. But then he's up against an 18. So if Kevin has a big box here, the winner of this could be either one. Start with the fill. 99 plus this ball. Brown with the first ball is off to the 3-pin and puts just 3 in the fill. Now he's down 5 pins at 102, and he needs to mark this to have a chance. And even then, I think this is going to be Gerard's. Haven't done the math. And that will do it. Gerard will win this string. So Brown with an open box in box 10 keeps it interesting. 2 points to Horgan. 10 box. Kevin Brown with a 112 gave it a run, and game 5 is in the books. 125 to 112 for Gerard Horgan. Let me add up totals here. And Kevin will run away with total on this one. And let's recap real quick. Game 1 went to Kevin Brown, 134 to 110. Gerard Horgan took game 2, 90 to 85. Kevin came back to take game 3, 113 to 190, and he took game 4, 116 to 98. Gerard Horgan with a nice comeback won game 5, 125 to 112, and in total, 560 for Kevin Brown, 513 for Gerard Horgan, and it's a 10-4 victory in points for Kevin Brown, which will help his standing significantly. So thanks to the bowlers for having me down here. This is Dan Castle, and I'm pleased to be here, and all the guys who watched and commented, thank you. And with that, we will see you on the lanes. Thanks for joining us from Millis, Massachusetts.